Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 5 years mid-levels, so in this part, I'll be covering several levels from the most popular queue. I'll be going until I have done at least 5 levels, and or my runtime is over 30-ish to 35-ish minutes. So without further ado, let's begin with this level. A Zelda-ish dungeon by Green Nintendo Fan, 98 plays and a score of 26. Okay, it's gonna be a short to sort of short level. This kind of reminds me of the Zelda 2 dungeon format, though there would be a statue out over here. Okay, Mega Man 3 physics, so only jump, shoot, and sliding. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of the Zelda 2 dungeons, especially with the key doors as well. In fact, is this a direct recreation of a Zelda 2 dungeon? I'll have to double check. I get the feeling we're going to unlock something like the charge kick or magnet beam in order to cross that. Oh, we gotta be a bit careful here so we don't activate the lava. Or rather, red force beams. Neat. I'm being a little bit careful here so I don't accidentally activate it. So far, so good. None of the enemies are too difficult. I knew there was going to be something around here. So we got another spare key, but where should we use it? Here's key number 1. Okay, we will get access to the magnet beam. And we need to cross both gaps in order to access each of the junk block areas. That's a creative way of putting the enemies there. And here we got the magnet beam. And a place in order to utilize it. Thankfully there is infinite weapon energy here thanks to the tellies. And we're back down over here. Let's go to the left and see what's here. Of course, it's a key. So let's backtrack back upwards and see what's on the right side. Probably another spare key or a Roadmaster weakness. Okay, we need the brick drop here. I'm not sure if I like that tool placement because you will get hit by it if you slide in from the right side of the room. Or the right room. We're probably gonna unlock the brick drop on the right side. Okay, we have this challenge again, a little bit more dangerous though. Now we have the mag flies trying to pull us into the pits. Same over here with the spike traps. Okay, just a life refill. And on the left, I guess, is the brick drop. Yep, here it is, and here's a tutorial on how to utilize it. Good design. I'm really liking this level. The structure kinda reminds me of a Zelda 2 dungeon, as I mentioned twice already. Although it feels like it has its own Mega Man flair, especially with the mag flies and the force beam segments. And I do like how the magnet beam as well as the brick drop do have tutorial segments to teach you how to utilize them, just like any good Mega Man level. And I guess this is where we fight the boss. Okay, Ferroman. Oh no, I see. Okay, it's brick drop. I totally forgot I could utilize that. And it's his weakness, I think. Yeah, it is, definitely. Though those prop tops, or rather flyboys, are making things a little bit more dangerous. So that was the end of Zelda 1 dungeon. Pretty much enjoyed it. Felt like a Zelda 2 dungeon, although a lot less frustrating due to the fact I have ranged attacks, or a Zelda-ish dungeon. And it certainly was a meld between a Zelda dungeon and a Mega Man dungeon, or Mega Man level. Second on the lineup is Last Stage Tanks for All by AgentCpuo. 42 plays and a score of 8. I guess it's this user's last level or something? Frowny face. Whole bunch of weapons, air shooter, top spin, and crash bomber. It makes sense to place this stage in the sunset, after all it's their previous level. Or rather their last level, I mean. That was a little bit scary there. And sadly I missed that E-Tank. And I'm dead. Wait a minute. If I could time it right. There, that's how we're supposed to do that. I thought I was gonna die there due to my foolishness, but I survived. Now, if only there was a checkpoint or a energy refill. Well, that'll do. Thank you, game. Okay, this segment. Bit worried at the end there. Another Yoko Block segment. Nothing too punishing, thankfully. No Yoko Blocks are placed at jerkish locations, like directly on top of each other. And that was me forgetting how the tops work in this engine. Silly me. I need to jump off of one if one's directly on top of the other, so I can get on the correct one. And this segment isn't that difficult, especially because there aren't that many enemies, or rather really difficult ones. This place is filled with Coltons and similar Western enemies, and I saw that shield attacker there. A labyrinth which I'll skip over. Oh, I should have expected that to happen, especially with the earlier shield attacker, but I didn't react fast enough. Would have liked the checkpoint though. I don't want to repeat this segment. It's short at the very least, so it isn't too bad, but still, it's mostly empty. There's no need to repeat it. Like, put a checkpoint over here, or right after this segment. This would be nice. At the very least, it's only a 1-minute walk back. I just need to be a bit careful with my positioning and react to that. Although that shield attacker positioning over there was kind of jerkish. Especially if you don't expect it to be there. And of course the boss door was right over here. Oh well. Time to fight Napalm Man in this environment. With all the snappers. And of course Topman is his weakness. It would be the most difficult weapon to utilize. Especially in this environment. And that's the end of last stage. It is definitely harder than the previous level, and the difficulty curve is a little bit unstable, especially near the last segment. I would have liked one more checkpoint, but I guess this is fine. Third on the lineup is Bombful Scheme by ElectroGuy, 64 plays and a score of 18. From my past experience on these most popular queue levels, most of them aren't that long. At most, they're around the average length of a traditional Mega Man level, that being around 25 to 30 screens long, unless it's a Metroidvania level or an exploration stage. Okay, special weapons oriented because we have to utilize the Thunder Beam here, especially with the enemy spam. Not to mention enemies directly below me. That was a close one. Also a bit of forced weapon usage of Rush Coil. Oh, by the way, we're operating under Mega Man 3 physics for this level, so no charge shots. So far, this has been a really pleasant level, although this segment is a bit easier than the first segment, especially with those photons dropping their bombs near me. Though this is a little bit more clustered in terms of enemies, at the very least you have enough time to react to most of them. Really, this stage kinda feels like an enemy gauntlet level. Especially because we have access to the Thunder Beam. Did I miss something? I guess so time to backtrack. Wait a minute. Let me try going to the left here and see if there's anything. Yeah, and there's a checkpoint there, so I can't just reset a checkpoint. It's probably that one ladder I skipped over, that's probably it. Oh well. Specifically the ladder to the left, that's probably where the key is. Knowing my luck. And there's a checkpoint right over here, and the firestorm. The crash lift moves a little bit more to the left and right than what I expected to be. Oh, and there's the key. Time to backtrack back upwards. I don't want to risk dying down over there, so I'll just go to the left using Rush Coil and backtrack this way. After all, I can hit the Hammer Joe from here using the newly acquired Firestorm, so I'm not really complaining much. Now, time to reascend this tower. At the very least, the random number generator is being really generous in terms of all the drops I'm getting. From what I've played so far, I'd probably give this stage, it's a okay level, although it is kind of forgettable outside of its enemy clustering. At least the challenges are getting a bit harder. For the most part, there was a bit wonkiness with the early challenge, but I guess it's fine now. And here we're at the end of the stage. This stage felt decently length. Though I'm damage boosting a little bit too much here. Still, I like this more than the previous level. Mainly due to there being a little bit more to do, and I like the color scheme more. A little bit of repetition of the tree count bomb jumping challenge with the tellies, though. You may want to put a large weapon energy here in case players run out of weapon energy for the firestorm. Gosh, this stage really wants me to fight a series of enemies. This would be the perfect stage to have a E-tank somewhere. At least the checkpoint placement is relatively decent, or where I would put it at least. I guess there's the boss corridor leading up to it, and just like Mega Man 1, we're gonna have a bunch of enemies in it. Time to fight Bombman, whose weakness is probably the firestorm. Yep. That was a fast battle, so that was Bombman's bomb scheme. I keep forgetting these level names, especially if I don't write them down. After playing over 500-ish Mega Man Maker levels, they tend to blend in with each other. Honestly, this was kind of a bland level outside of the enemy spam, or a lot of enemy encounters, so I'll err and not give this a thumbs up. Fourth on the lineup is Ice Skating in the Cold Bahamas by TheMemeKing, 85 plays and a score of 18. Okay, a much shorter level, no boss fight. Of course, a special weapon stage with the top spin, and we're ice skating because ice physics. By the way, this is Mega Man 2 physics, so only jumping and shooting, and bouncing with the top spin. Well, this is neat. Introducing the gimmick of bouncing off of these shield attackers here. Whoa, that was a bit wonky there. I guess I hit the floor there. Bouncing off the Sniper Joes is a little bit risky though, because you could end up falling into a pit or something. Or get shot by one of their shots. This was a neat little level. I like it, there was a certain sense of challenge progression, and I would like to play a longer level by this, so I'll give it a thumbs up. It was a short but sweet level. Fifth on the lineup is Tetris Climb by AgentCpuo. 15 plays and a score of 6. Short level as expected. So of course we're going to climb up this series of Tetris symbols to fight Napalm Man. And of course we have the charge kick. Thank you. This is definitely a gimmick-based level with the Tetris pieces though. Although, if you end up falling, you may end up falling quite far. No Napalm Man encounter. Didn't expect that. Well, it was okay, but honestly the gimmick wasn't really appealing to me. Maybe if there were some enemies, maybe if you made it a bit harder with spikes and other hazards, I give it a thumbs up. Sixth on the lineup is Purple Puzzle by LittleMcGlitch, 22 plays and a score of 6. Oh boy, hopefully this is not a one-screen puzzle level. Okay, we need 3 keys on the left, and we have 3 pathways. Let's climb up this ladder first. We start out with just the Mega Buster. Mega Man 5 Mega Buster. Oh boy, Count Bomb and Yoku Block puzzle section. Thankfully no spikes or enemies. Close one there. One of the problems with this is that if you're not careful, you can easily have a cascade effect and fall off, especially with the count bombs being with a low time. There we go, that's how we're supposed to do it, but we'll have to return back here once we get the Gemini Laser. Oh, okay, then we have multiple teleporters here. We're also gonna get the air shooter as well as Gemini Laser. What's the right teleporter lead us to? Okay, back over here. Let's go down this pathway, at least I guess it's a pathway. I get the feeling that each of these 3 pathways will have different special weapons and 3 different keys, and we'll need to go through at least 1 or 2 of them twice. Oh boy, hot dog. This is not the best place to fight a hot dog. Oh hey, there's actually a key down there, which I need the skull barrier for. Nice! I was lucky. Now we got the Gemini Laser, meaning that I'll have to repeat that earlier segment. And because I don't want to die, I'll use the checkpoint immediately. So let's go through the last segment over there. And I get the feeling that I'll need either the air shooter, not the air shooter, I mean the Gemini Laser, or Skull Bear in order to get the last key. One or the other, or both. But first, let's get the key over here. I want to wait for one more cycle before returning. And that's how we do it. And there's me failing to make the jump, but not much of a loss as long as I don't die. Now, time for the final segment. This room. Let's see what we need in order to complete it. Of course we need both. It's the lock room. Fitting. I thought it'd be just 3 separate pathways, but no, this final one, you need both of them. Thankfully there are no enemies. We need to bounce this in the correct fashion in order to proceed onwards. This is a really neat level. In fact, I'd say this is my favorite level of the part so far. Very neat puzzle level. Oh, I see. Silly me. There's a block right over here. There's the air shooter. Easy peasy. Although, if you run out of weapon energy, you need to return back to the earlier part of the stage. Okay, I was worried I was missing something, but no, we have everything that we need. Let's complete this level. Key number 1, key number 2, key number 3. Time to fight Time Man with our weaponry. Thanks for all the large weapon drops. That's also really appreciated. Also for the correct number of checkpoints in the checkpoint room. So that was the end of Little Purple Puzzle. A really neat puzzle level / special weapons oriented level. I did find it neat that in order to complete or get the keys on each of the upper and lower parts, you needed the respective weapons you got on each one, meaning that you had to repeat at least one segment twice. In that case, it was the Yoku Block and Count Bomb segment. Although, I'd rather repeat that one than the Crashless segment taking place over a bottomless pit, and we need to fight a hot dog near the end. So good work, LittleMcGlitch. 7th on the lineup is Love is in the Air by Castillo. 51 plays and a score of 15. Okay, a short level. Air Shooter, Windstorm, and Item 1. Well, I guess we need to utilize Item 1, or the Wind Tornado. I see the hearts everywhere. A whole bunch of tellies here. I half expect there to be a random air shooter or rather fan fiend nearby, which will then shunt me into the pit. Okay, now we have a broken heart. Not taking any chances here, especially because there's no checkpoint. And of course there were spikes there, and here's the checkpoint. There's probably a series of spikes just below this heart. No, I could have just dropped down here. Okay. Well, okay, thank you for the 2 fire weapons. Well, this stage was certainly a breeze. And rather forgettable. I guess it was made for Valentine's Day. And let me guess, Woodman's weakness is both of the weapons. It's the atomic fire, never mind. I'm not sure how Woodman relates to the Heart team, but okay. And none of this stage really had any wood gimmicks either, or forest. Still, short, nice little breeze, but it's rather forgettable. 8 on the lineup is Topman Remix by ProcrastinationStation, 47 plays and a score of 15. Neat, we'll have a recreation level, / remake level, / remix level, / traditional level, / however you would place it or classify it. Okay, Mega Man 3 physics, as expected. Although we have the charge shot from Mega Man 6, that's the only difference. That's gonna be super helpful though, oh wow. Yoku block time. Okay, I see. That was a bit of a close one there. I kinda mistimed it. And of course we also have the Tama for Mega Man 3, fitting, although it's really pathetic, especially with the charge shot. Really, I have nothing more to say about this level, actually. Though it is really generous with the E-tanks. One of the previous levels I covered could have utilized one extra E-tank here or there. At the very least, challenge progression is nice. Though it could be done a bit better. And just like the traditional Mega Man level, the level ends here. A bit short for my taste, but then again, the traditional Mega Man level lengths are less than the Mega Man Classic fan game lengths on average. Although the room to fight Topman is shorter, or smaller, so that is different. Also, it seems that Topman's weakness is the Mega Buster, that's different too. So I guess that's the end of this remake level. I have nothing more to say about this stage other than the fact that I guess the challenge progression was nice. It's just so forgettable. At least for me, it never really stuck out. Then again, Topman's stage never really stuck out for me either in the original game. Oh, here, this is neat. ProcrastinationStation's username is so long that the N isn't golden. It's white. You may want to fix that, devs. Ninth on the lineup is Bouncing As Usual IC by Rz-Agro. 29 plays and a score of 14. My apologies for skipping over that stage, I'll cover that, don't worry. And once again, I forgot to actually change the level team for the Mega Man 5 Cyanosis. I like this better, basically. A lot of enemies here. You know what that means. Piercing weapons work wonders here. If I can figure out which one is which. There we go. It's basically Pickup City here. Oh wow, a lot of these crazy cannons together. Stages like these, Firestorm works wonders. This stage is doable buster only, but it's a lot better to utilize stuff like all the special weapons, of course. Okay then. Sorry for the sudden amount of flashing there, I really didn't want to deal with all those big eyes. It seems a bunch of these enemies don't behave the way you would think they would with all the bouncing. I guess for each of these rooms is going to be a series of different sets of enemies and how they react to the bouncing. At the very least, at the end of each room is an extra life. That's kind of a bad placement for the toad over there. The big fish bouncing on the spikes. Now we have, of course, the hot dog. I guess we're also gonna fight the Tama here. Nope, guess not. Checkpoints are also decently placed. Oh, poor shrinks. They're shriveling up outside of the water. Oh goody, all of these enemies. Thankfully the brick drop makes mincemeat out of them. I'm not sure we have a blank room over here, but okay then. Okay, that was a neat glitch. It tried ascending into the heavens before dying. Time to fight Hardman on these bouncy platforms. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit difficult though. Okay, he's immune to Flash Stopper as well. I'll take a dead over here because I'm not sure what his weakness is. Brick Drop seems to do a number on him, 2 damage per hit, but I'm not sure. Also, you probably should have put a checkpoint just before the boss fight instead of here. There are several screens of enemies here that we need to fight. Like, here would be a perfect place to put the checkpoint because there are no enemies here. And there's that glitch with the Tama happening again, for a good measure. Okay, a checkpoint here would be nice. Okay, what's your weakness then? Nope. Nope. Okay, it's Dive Missile. He really doesn't like the Dive Missile. And there's that Hardman glitch happening again. Well, okay then, this stage was basically a series of spring rooms and a whole bunch of different sets of enemies spammed to see how they react to it. Okay then. It's humorous, sure, but in the long run it's forgettable. 10th and final level of this part is Terminator 2 Taverns by XXX_Scrubbreaker_XXX with 65 plays and a score of 14. Okay, short level. I get the feeling this is a reference to a game. And of course this is a special weapons oriented level. Here's the space station, I guess, or spacecraft. And a lot of walking bombs running towards me, or rather walking towards me. Time to fight Iceman, that was a really short level. Well, my primary weapon is his weakness, so can't really complain much. So that was the end of Terminator 2 Taverns. I get the impression that's a reference to maybe the Terminator game on the NES. Maybe. Because otherwise this level was rather short. Well, that wraps up my most popular queue look. I covered the first 10 levels on the first page. So, if your level wasn't here, don't feel bad. You can always submit it and I'll cover it in a future viewer submit levels part. So, out of the 10 levels I covered in this part, my favorite level would definitely be Purple Puzzle by LittleMcGlitch for being a nice little level. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more viewer submitted levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!